Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Today we're going to be making shabby style bags. Oh, I love them. So let me get these stacked up, and we're going to look at each and every one of them. So I have two different size bags, and I like them both. I think they're both wonderful. Now, the larger bag, it is Sunny Side Up Bakery, and they're called treat sacks. They are 4.5 inches by almost 8. And then the small ones, I lost the header on the small ones. Oh wait, maybe they're down here. I have no idea where I got them from. They are translucent, so I think these are glassine, and these are paper. Now you can make your own. If you don't have little bags, you can most definitely make your own little bags. So that's the bag situation. So I took a napkin, I put a little glitter on there. Can you see that it's a little bit iridescent? The crinkled seam binding from my scrap cabin shop, a wax seal, a bulb pin, a bead, some lace, oh my goodness, and some stamping. Don't forget the stamping. You could glue this onto a page in your journal. You could just paper clip it in your journal. You could add all kinds of things to it. You could actually make a tag. In fact, somewhere I made a tag. Here, I made a tag. And you like with the napkin even on it, and you could pop it in there if you wanted to make a tag to go inside. You could put a hinge on it, and you could hinge it out like this. Lots of things you could do with this. All right, so we've got those two, and then I have these beautiful tealy green colored ones. Oh my goodness, right? So pretty. Let's see, I'm going to pop these back over here. And let's look at these. I put the bow on kind of sideways on this one. And then there's this one. Now this is a different flower altogether. So I have 3 different styled napkins. This one I tried a little glitter. I don't know. I like it. I'm not sure it's my favorite way of doing it, but that's another option that you can add some gold glitter to it. So let's look at the napkins real quick. I have these napkins here. This one, and I have this one, and I have this one. Now, let's see if we can see. This one is this. That's that. And then this one is, there's a big one of that one, is right here. And then this one with the yellow background. I didn't know if I was going to like that or not, but it turned out okay. And that's where the little teal flowers came from. All right, so let's go ahead and let's make one together. I think we're going to be using this napkin here because I already have some ready to go, because it just takes a few moments to, not long, but a few moments to have it dry, because we are going to use water to get our image out. Now, while you're thinking about your napkins and what napkins would work well for this, a larger image would work well, but not one that's so big it's going to be too big for your bag. Now I'm trying to get my bag out here so I can talk about that. You want the image that you're going to separate from your napkin to be able to fit on your bag. You don't want it so big that, you know, you're going to miss what it's all about. These napkins are only 2-ply, and of course you will need to remove the ply of the napkin. Some have 2, some have 3. This one happens to have 2. And the way that I'm going to get my image from my napkin is with some water and a very small little brush right here. I've got water on my brush, and I'm going to just go around the image that I want to remove, just like that. It's not hard. You don't want to go right up on, like right up on the image, because the water spreads and it will get into the part of the design that you really want to focus on. And then you lightly pull it away from the rest of the napkin. And what's really nice about this is that it has that jagged edge, and I just think that looks wonderful. In the very beginning, when I first started a few years back, I cut mine out with the scissors, and I so much prefer this. I'm just really prefer it. Then you're going to see, well, is this going to fit in onto my bag? Now, you can see that some is over the side. I'm going to leave that. It's going to be fine. I'll show you how you can address that. But next, what I want to do, we're going to set this aside. Next, what I want to do is I'm going to bring in my stamp. It's my very small paragraph stamp and my Stays On jet black ink. Now, the reason why I'm using Stays On for this project isn't just because I like it. It's because when I add the glue that I'm going to need to attach the napkin onto my bag, I don't want my stamp that I'm stamping here to smear. And if you use a water-based stamp, then it has the potential of smearing. So Stays On isn't going to smear. I'll just show you that one more time. There's the Stays On. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. We don't need that. So I've got my bag, and I have stamped on my bag. As you can see, I stamped quite a bit, actually. And I'm going to bring my little image that we took out over, and we'll look at it. Oh, I really like it. I think it looks really good. Now, I have some white school glue, and if this was an empty bottle, I would fill it up this much with glue and this much with water. I don't measure, but just so you know. And then I have a flat back brush. Let me get it out of my water here. My flat back brush is right here. And this is that little piece that I took off. I'm going to use it to wipe things up with. I'm going to kind of look and see where I need to apply my glue. Maybe an inch down, maybe an inch up. Kind of goes in right there. I'm kind of getting an idea. I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to apply it onto my bag. And so down it goes. And I'm just going to put some here and there, right on top of my bag. And then I'm going to take my flat back brush and I'm going to spread my glue out. So there's not a big blob somewhere. I don't want a big blob. And if I have some extra glue, I'll just keep it right on my brush. You can see it there. I'm going to get my image and I'm going to just kind of lay it down how I want it. I think I want it about like that. And then I'm going to take it from the center and I'm lightly pressing it down from the center out. Like this. And that extra little bit of glue on the end of my brush just kind of helps glide over the napkin, and the extra glue that may be on the outside of the napkin is going to just help adhere the edges. It's as simple as that, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. And your stamping comes through. Look, it's even come through the napkin roses. I just love that. Now, I really think we're going to stick with this, so I'm going to get this dry, and then once it's dry, I'm going to show you the next step. All right, here we have our bag with our napkin on, and it is dry. So what about these things here, Cathy? Well, you could take an emery board if you'd like, and I'm sorry if this noise bothers anyone, you can simply scritch it off like that. Sometimes you're able to just kind of tear it off. That one's not going to be torn. It's not going to go quietly. Let's just say that. Let's see. There we go. That came off. And then this over here, I'm going to do a little bit of emery board magic. There we go. And it's all off. All right. So that addresses the problem with overlapping napkins on your bag. I have some paint. It's folk art. It's extreme glitter, and it's champagne, 2836E champagne. This is what I used for getting the little glitter on here. It's just a little bit. It's not overwhelming. I'm still on the fence about this one. So let me show you what I did here. I took my paint, and I'm just going to put a little bit, well, let's put it where you can see it. There, a little bit right there. And I'm going to take another little small brush. I'm going to wipe it off because it's been in my water. And I'm going to take the parts of the napkin that I kind of want to highlight, and I'm just kind of painting with using this extreme glitter paint. And I'm just going to kind of highlight where I want that to be, maybe around the flower here. You don't have to be an artist to do this. You're just following the image of your napkin. So maybe you didn't choose flowers, maybe you chose something else. Well, you just pick out certain points of your napkin design that you want to add a little highlights to. So I'm just kind of going around the edge a little bit here and a little bit over here maybe. And then I'm going to go down on this one, just kind of mix it up a little bit. So you don't have to be a painter to do this. It's very easy, but I really think it adds something special. Now, for these little flowers here, I just dabbed it like that. Just put some paint on the end of my brush, and I just kind of dabbed over it. I didn't, I didn't put it any. I didn't have to be a painter. That's what I'm trying to say. You're just kind of dabbing it here and there. Now I'm going to get this one dry, and then we're going to do the next step. All right, so it's all dry. Now I did want to say that if you liked this look, what I did was I did the same thing, except I used glue and my paintbrush. And I painted on glue, and then I shook on my glitter and then tapped it off. And that's how I did this one, in case this one was your favorite. All right, so now we're back to this. Now I've got my sponge and I've got my frayed burlap, and I'm hoping this isn't too awful dark because I've had to re-ink my pad again here recently. And what we want to do is go around the edge. It doesn't seem to be too dark. I was testing it out first by going around the edge. And then I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to get the front of my bag right here like this. And then I'm just going to do that swirly whirly kind of motion just to color up a little bit of the white bag. Now, I was thinking about coffee dyeing it, but I kind of liked a little bit of the whiteness popping through. I think it just kind of added a little brightness to this bag. And oh, you guys, as you know, I'm kind of, getting that spring fever, and my first crocus is blooming. My first crocus is blooming. My first blooming crocus. I don't know quite how to say that, but was so excited when I went out to check the mail today. And it's a yellow one, and it's just a blooming away. And so that's why I didn't coffee dye my white bag, is because I kind of wanted that brightness to show up. Now for our next step is I have some flat lace. Now I just bought it off the bolt, and I'm going to cut myself a piece. So let's get my scissors in here. And maybe something like that. And this is about 2 inches wide, approximately. I'm reaching for my glue gun. And here's my glue gun. It's a Sure Bonder high temp, and it has that special little tip on it. So what I want to do here is I want to kind of decide where I want to add my lace. I also don't want quite this much. Maybe this much. And someone's going to ask me, how much is that? That's like 4.5 or 4 inches, something like that. And I'm going to bunch it up. Now, do I want it bunched up on this side, or do I want it bunched up on this side? I actually think I want it on this side. I can't tell you why. I don't know. But I'm going to add my hot glue. Now, I use my hot glue in my videos because it just is quick and easy, and it's really great to get my stuff glued down, and then I can keep going. So as you saw, I kind of made it kind of stick out a little bit. I didn't want it to be super flat, so I'm going to attach the end over here, kind of like this. And I've got my crinkled seam binding from my scrap cabin shop. There is a coupon down below if you would like to get yourself some beautiful crinkled seam binding, and you just use my coupon and go pop on over to her site. I will list her shop down below, and you can pick yourself up some. So I'm going to put it at an angle. So I tied a bow in my little seam binding here. So I've got a bow. Even though it's so crinkled up, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a bow there. Okay, and I think I'd like to glue that loop of that bow right there, and I'm going to anchor this one down just so you kind of can see that it is a bow. Making sure that I don't accidentally glue my bag closed. I don't want to do that. And now I'm just going to take it up and kind of put a little dab of glue there just to give it a little motion. There we go. And then maybe down this way a little bit. Excuse me. I'm going to need to get a drink. All right, you guys, I hope I got that turned off before you heard me. I don't know. I sucked something in the wrong way. Yeah. Anyway, continuing on with just applying a little bit of glue. Sorry, guys. And just giving a little movement to our crinkled seam binding. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Okay, so I have in my dish, I have some wax seals that I have made. As you can see, you can see them right better over there. I have a couple of different shades. I kind of like this darker one. I also have a dish of some little pearls. So let's pop a little pearl on here on the bulb pin, and then I put a hole in the wax seal. So let's put that through like that. So now it's going to look like this, and let's have it hang from the center of our bow. Now I was thinking of doing this before I turned on my video, and I never did it. I kind of thought about it, and then I lost it. So I was thinking, I'm still not sure, but I was thinking that it might be pretty, and it might be too much, I'm not sure, to put a few little of these, now these are smaller than these, of these flat back pearls, maybe right here on some of the spots where I glued it down. So I'm going to lay this on here just to see if I think I like it or if I think I don't like it. I think it's okay. I don't know, does it really need it? I'm not sure. Okay, there is a couple on there. I would need to put one down here at the bottom, but I would need to, whoop, there's Frankie Francine making a statement. She's saying, come get me. Oh my goodness, she's so funny. She wakes up and then she chirps like a bird for me to go down there and say hello to her. Well, I decided that the flat pearls on there was just not really needed. And I also decided that maybe it was time for me to end this video because I've obviously sucked something down the wrong way. But if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.